Welcome to our first Getting Started tutorial here in 3ds Max. This is going to be how we get going. You're going to look for this icon on your desktop. You're going to click it and open it, and that should take you into this program. It will take a few seconds to load, especially the first time. It's going to start installing some stuff onto your computer. When you get here, we have this window splash. This is your welcome screen at startup. Feel free to keep this on just as a reminder for your workspace for the first couple times. But when you get tired of this opening every time, go down here and click this box off, and then that won't open. Okay, once we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to look first at this menu bar. Think of this menu bar as the index in the back of your textbook. Almost any tool you can find in the entire program is going to be found in the menu bar. The first thing we want to do, and this is what our little exercise is going to be in this video, is we are going to go to File, and in most Windows programs you have the New and Save As, and a lot of them you have Import and Export, at least in the Autodesk products. We're going to use those frequently, but we're going to go to File, Save, or Save As. We haven't given this a name, so we can click Save As, and what we're going to do is we're going to assign it a location and a name. By default, it's going to take you to this Documents 3ds Max 2023 Scenes by default. I would encourage you, instead of going to there, go to your M drive. So you're going to do that, and it's not going to show up as your name. It's going to show up as a 6-digit number on your computer, but that will follow you around. That way you can switch to any computer, and even if these computers crash and get reimaged, you'll be able to access your files. When you go there, let's create a folder by going here to this plus button, and I'm just going to go and create a folder called My 3ds Max. Actually, I have mine here. My 3ds Max work, or just My 3ds Max. 3ds Max. Okay. When you do that, then you're going to be able to save everything into that folder. I'm going to do it in this one here. And this very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create it called, let's call it the box exercise. Box. Let's call it box. Okay. And hit save. All right. So that is the introduction to our menu bar up on the top. We'll be using this for more things. Let's do one last thing so we can practice the save here. We're going to go to customize, and we're going to set up our units in here. Okay. And in here we can choose between metric and standard. We're going to, a lot of the tutorials you find online are all in metric. We'll use meters for now for this exercise. You'll be able to switch back and forth. Everything else will be able to keep the same. If I click on System Unit Setup, you'll notice here that this will let me switch here to one box in my scale. We want to make sure that this matches whatever we had set up as well. So we had these set up as meters. Let's do this as centimeters. So each box will be a centimeter. And then we will click OK here. Okay, so we set up metric, we set up centimeters under our system units. Then we're going to click OK. So now we have some basic units set up in our workspace. I'm going to go back up to File, and I'm going to go to Save. Save often, because sometimes your program will crash and you'll lose everything up until the last point you save. So if you get in the habit of saving every 5 minutes, you never have to worry about losing that much work. If your menu looks different than mine, go back here in your workspaces and just change this to the default menu, and it will reset your page and your user interface to look like mine with all of your different menus and panels. So thanks for joining me in this first video. In our next one, we're going to insert some shapes into our space and start building. We'll see you in the next one.